one Cade school left. So now we closed that school now, so we have 7 elementaries and 3 middle schools. And so we don't have any high schools. Our kids feed into Fountain Valley High School, which is part of Huntington Union School District. So it's part of a Union High School District. So our district is pretty middle income school district. And when I started here 4 years ago, none of us really had much technology. So when I started here, we had 1 computer lab, and that was pretty much it. So the teachers would share it. We'd go once or twice a week to the computer lab. And so when I came here, I asked the staff, what is the one thing you guys want here? And overwhelming was, we need more technology. We have classrooms that are odd shaped, and we have LCD projectors that are on the floor, or in these weird rooms, and there's not a great place to put these LCD projectors. So the first and foremost, what they wanted is their LCDs mounted. And luckily I had a parent that was also helped out at her school, who worked for a company that was able to give us a good cost on the LCD projection mounting. And so we had a lot of money. Luckily, this school is pretty well off, a very strong PTA. We raise about $50,000 a year in our Jogathon alone, not to mention other fundraisers. So we do pretty well in that regard. And when I came, they had a huge savings account, which PTAs should not have. And so they had about $35,000. And so it was wonderful to step into this role and have them say, what do you want? And then talk to the teachers, and right off the bat, we said, okay, we want LCDs mounted, and we want to get the ball rolling with technology. So we made the decision. We looked at doing smart boards versus doing iPads versus doing other types of technology. The problem with smart boards is we could put them in maybe 7 classrooms at most, 6 or 7 classrooms, and so there'd be the haves and have-nots, that whole problem. So we opted with going with iPads, and it was right at the time when iPads were just out with the iPad 1 and the iPad 2s were just coming out. The difference between the 1 and the 2 is iPad 2s could project via Apple TV or other devices. So what we did is we bought an Apple TV and 1 iPad for every teacher, so they could use the iPad in the classroom, project wirelessly through their projector. And that was a great way to do it in hindsight. I'm glad we did it, because it got everybody involved together, learning the iPad. And believe it or not, it was just 4 years ago, but now everybody knows how to use an iPad. But at that point, nobody knew, most people did not know how to use an iPad. And so that kind of got the ball rolling, and my teachers started writing grants through Donors Choose and through our Assistance League. So quickly we had teachers coming to me saying, oh, I now have 4 iPads, and now I have a small group rotation in my classroom, 4 iPads. And then that got us rolling even further with other resources. We all know now we have SBAC funding, which is helping us with some of our technology. But our PTA really helped out and said, okay, do you want an iPad lab? So they bought us an iPad lab so that we could farm out the iPads to the classrooms. At the same time, a couple years ago, we started a small group instruction model called differentiated instruction, where even teachers in 4th and 5th grade are teaching small group rotations, kind of like they do in kindergarten, 1st, 2nd grade. And that was a huge initiative change for our district. And having this technology has been a great help, because a lot of the teachers came to us and said, okay, what do we teach during these small groups? When I'm at a teacher's table, what are the kids doing over there? What are they doing over there? One of the built-in rotations is technology. And you'll see today when you go into some of these classrooms, it's a well-oiled machine. Every classroom has at least, in the small grade levels, has 7 or 8 iPads now at this point. And then all of our 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade have Chromebooks, 2-to-1 ratio. So we have 2 teachers sharing 1 full lab of Chromebooks. So the growth from 4 years to now has been tremendous, and it's been, we're all learning together, and we're learning apps together, and at first it was iPads, and now we really have gone Chromebooks for the older kids, just because of the capability to type. We have a typing program that also, in addition to doing ST Math. Does everybody know what ST Math is? Okay, so ST Math is a program from Mind Institute where students are self-guided through Gigi, who's a penguin, guides them through math lessons at their own pace. And so they complete tasks and they move on to higher levels. And they're all working at their own pace. And it's not meant to replace math, but just to supplement math instruction. You'll see GG when we go visit classrooms because it's everywhere. And GG is a district-wide initiative, and also, I would say 70–80% of the schools in the surrounding districts are now using it. So it's through ST Math, Mind Institute, but we call it GG Math because GG is a penguin that guides them through their
Is it
program.
a cost of per student?